Wait, going left?
Hi everyone, I think we're live. Let's do some sound check now.
Test, test. So where do we see the live chat?
Yeah, I think sound is good. Yeah, so we have sound, so yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's
And
brilliant.
yeah, so I mean, I can see the chat on my side, so that's fine. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. It's quite a spontaneous decision that we planned for this. Um, and today the point of today's stream is actually to live react to some of our photos and videos that we have documented from our very first project.
Yeah.
First refurb buy-to-let project.
We often get the question like, how do you guys get started? So we thought, well, why don't we just show you how we got started on our first project? And yeah, so that's basically the agenda to give you probably a bit confidence, a bit insight in what have we actually done. Obviously, by now we have done quite a couple of property refurbishment projects, and we continue to do them. But it's always that first one. Like, how do you get the ball rolling on that first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also why we're doing in a live stream form is really to be connected with all our viewers, and it's pretty unedited, so you get to see how we are really raw, you know, in real person.
There's no script.
Yeah, it's not scripted. We have no sort of points to go through. So it's really, yeah, it's really chill. We plan for this to be around 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and we'll go through all our photos and live reactions first. And if you guys have any questions, just leave them either yeah, I think it's best to leave them in the chat, and we'll yeah, pick them up in at the end.
Yep.
So let's start. Let's do this. Yeah, so first picture here. Well, you can see it's a really, yeah, it's a window in the living room, and it's been smeared with all this thing. When this is when we viewed it.
So that's like the best sign that a property is either undergoing refurbishment or it's empty.
Yeah.
So when we saw that, that was immediately that, okay, like no one is living there,
Yeah.
because why would they smear that window?
Yeah.
So usually when you live in a property, you can close the curtain, but then when it's empty, there are no curtains anymore. So then people do that, and we thought, well, that's perfect. Let's have a
Yeah.
look at that.
So that was the day when we picked up the keys. We were obviously very, very excited. We did some property training before, and this was the first time. This was the first buy-to-let and first project that we are stepping into. And at that point, I think it felt really nerve-wracking for us. It was like, oh my goodness, like this is getting real, you know?
Yeah, it was certainly. I mean, we're looking for rundown properties, and as
Yeah.
you can see, this one looks a bit rundown.
Yes.
That's why we looked at it. That like the paint is coming off
Yeah.
and all that.
So this is pretty typical of a Scottish property. This is what they call this a cottage flat. So it's 4 in 1. So you can see the top is one flat. We bought the bottom one. There are two more our neighbors. So it's 4 in a block, and we bought the bottom ground floor one. So yeah.
And I thought it's a good idea to carry Elsie for
Yeah.
that photo.
So it took
Safe with
some
the gym.
photo to leave some memories. Yeah. So, well, this the hallway entering into the flat. It actually doesn't look that shabby from the photos, to be honest. The doors are fine. I think the previous owner, they just put in new flooring.
Well, that door, I think we had to replace.
Had
You
to
see the
replace.
like the glass here. That's yeah, not acceptable anymore. You need
Yeah.
safety glass. So that got replaced. But yeah, we were really lucky. The previous owner, actually, I think they painted the whole flat. And when it comes to paint,
It smell of new paint.
Yeah, it's that thing of, has the previous owner, are they covering up something, or did they just want to paint the property so it sells easier? We were lucky they didn't cover up anything. At least now we've owned it for like 3-4 years and nothing has come through, so we were lucky. They literally just wanted to present it nicer.
Yeah.
And they've put in that nice flooring, so
Floor.
didn't have to do anything there.
Yeah. So as you can see, that's the front bedroom. It's we were pretty surprised when we came in. It was like all right. When we went into the rooms, see the bedrooms, they're fine. And what else? That's the living room.
I remember the vendors sitting in those chairs.
Yeah.
They were like an elderly couple.
Yeah.
And so they put these plastic chairs in there,
Yeah.
waiting for the viewers to come in.
This property was on the market, I think, for around, what's the asking price? 45,000.
Yeah, it had a home report value. So in Scotland, you have every seller has to make a home report valuation, and that gives you what is the value of that property at that time. And it was, I think, around 55,000, which is, depending on where you are in the world, is quite cheap, even for the UK.
Yeah.
So 55,000, but they couldn't sell it for that price. Maybe it was just a bit inflated. So when we viewed, it was on for 45,000, which was already quite a big reduction.
Yeah. So when we went into the kitchen, it looks, well, as I say on the photo, it looks all right, but it's actually very dated.
Like when you look closely,
Yeah.
you see this wallpaper. It's
Can we zoom in here?
like a.
Yeah, you see.
It
the
looks a
wallpaper.
bit granny wallpaper.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So that was our we have viewed, I think, 100 properties by now, so we can tell by this viewing, and we could already tell, okay, what needs to be stripped out, what needs to be replaced. So in this case, I mean, even though this kitchen on the surface, it looks like it's in good condition, but it's not a typical kitchen that people like to use anymore. It's pretty old-fashioned, and I think if you open, you can see some bits. It's quite dirty, and when we opened the kitchen cabinet doors, they were really yellow inside. So we had to replace the whole kitchen.
Yeah.
And this
also the bathroom.
Come on. This is some equipment that old people, I think,
like you put your
use.
soap in and all that, but nowadays you just don't have it anymore.
Dated. Yeah, it's dated at the end of the day. So we had to refurbish, sort of, upgrade the bathroom a bit, and they had carpets. They had carpets in the toilets. It's
very good indicator when you see carpet in the toilets. It most likely is a bit dated.
Yeah.
So those are just some subtle things that we're looking for. As I said in the beginning, like the windows is a bit smeared with that white stuff, and then carpets in the toilets. That's another one of those telltale signs that it might need a bit of a freshening up.
Yeah. So oh, hello. Not bad. We're good. Thank you. Thanks for joining us live here. So as you can see, so that was part of our plans to, replace the flooring, upgrade the bathtub, and also to install electric shower.
Yeah. There was no electric shower. As you can see in that corner, it's just blank walls.
Yeah.
So it needed an electric shower.
Yeah.
And also wall panels, but you will see later.
Wall panels, wet panels to waterproof it. So that's the second bedroom. It was missing some flooring, so we're like, okay, it needs a carpet.
Easy enough.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, and that was our first meeting with our build team. We actually met them through our sort of our local property network, and the guy in red, Jesper, a big shout out to him. He's doing great stuff now, big developments. So all thanks to him and his team, Paul, there, and they have been doing refurbs for property investors like us, new investors in the area, and they have a lot of knowledge. So that's what we leverage on. So things that we don't know, we ask questions. They talk us through things, and we learn a lot through that. Yeah, there you can see he's checking the boiler to see it's actually quite a good boiler, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a Bosch boiler.
What's the
So
boiler?
they're more of the reliable ones.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have to replace it. It's still working today.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the alarm. We were trying to fumble
Oh my god,
along
you remember the alarm went off
in the middle of the night.
in the middle of the
Yeah.
night. So we just bought it, and
We didn't know how to operate the alarm, and I think it went off in the middle of the night. And our upstairs neighbor, I think they wrote a letter and dropped into this letterbox.
yeah, that was quite an angry letter that they that they sent.
Yeah, and our builder, next day they came and picked it up, and they sorted.
Yeah, we just disabled it, and
Yeah.
that was the end of that alarm.
Yeah, so that is a lovely picture that everyone, as a property investor, you like to see, because that just shows there is progress. Yeah, strip out has happened.
Ripping out.
Yeah, and that side. So as I said, yeah, the kitchen is very dated, and you can see behind the cabinets is all very old.
Like still the old wallpapers there.
Yeah, and newspapers, probably from I don't know how many decades ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the bathtub that has been stripped out.
Yeah.
And so.
And actually, there when you go back one,
Mhm.
you see that there's a radiator there. And our idea was, well, that radiator is a bit on the wrong spots. Couldn't we relocate it and put it to a different location and have this whole side here as one like kitchen unit? So we asked our builder, is that possible?
Yeah, Craig is on. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Good to
Hope
see
you're doing
you.
well, tuning in from Hong Kong, yeah?
Rogue Wolf, he's asking, did you replace the radiators?
Actually, we didn't have to replace the radiators. They were all working fine. And yeah, as you can see here, this one, I think it was a double radiator. I'm not 100% sure though. So what we did was we cleaned them. And this
I think we painted the radiator.
Yeah, clean and then paint, yeah.
Yeah.
This particular one in the kitchen, we relocated. You will see later there's a new breakfast bar. And it was a tricky one because I think this one was a concrete floor.
Oh.
So it was not as easy as, well, you just relocate, drill through the whole, drill through the floor, because it was that concrete floor. I'm not sure how they, in the end, actually did it. But
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll
yeah.
see.
So as you can see, the walls, all the wallpaper has been stripped. It's bare to it's down to the bare bones of the house, of the flat. I mean, yeah. So wow, I think that was our first time seeing how plaster is being used. I mean, I've never seen a renovation ever in my life, so it's quite fascinating to me at that time, seeing wallpapers being removed, and then plaster being used to repel the cracks. And then we got new consumer unit as well.
Yeah, that is an important one actually, because
in Scotland we needed.
Yeah, there are always new like electrical regulations, so you need to stay on top of that. There used to be like plastic consumer units, and you could do that, I don't know, even 5-10 years ago it was just normal. And now they introduced it has to be a metal consumer unit. So yeah, I think that was an old one. We don't have a picture of the old consumer unit, but you can see this one is a metal one, and therefore it's up to regulations. And then you just check every 5 years, is it still like good in that sense?
Yeah. So Norbert is saying maybe best is to turn alarms off. My smoke alarm went off in the middle of the night. Yeah. So our builders they found a way to turn off the alarm. So and actually I think we removed the alarm entirely.
Yeah, because the tenant also didn't want to have that alarm.
Yeah. So
it's still there.
We dropped the ceiling slightly to install the bathroom lights here. And yeah, there we
kitchen
see
going in.
New kitchen units going in.
So when we do refurb, I mean, in that one, we just knew we need a new kitchen and a new bathroom, because those two are like the things that bring the most value, new kitchen, new bathroom. So we replaced those.
I think we did manage to change the location of the radiator.
We changed it, but I'm not sure how they did it.
Yeah,
because
okay.
of
I
the
think
concrete
I
floor.
think it's because the boiler was here, so they could pull the pipe over, and it's shorter that
might
way.
have been.
Yeah, that's
So
our
that's the new
hob.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that it was so fascinating for us. That's why we were like just taking random photos just to document how it looks like. This is a photo sent over by our builders with their, I think, GoPro or something. And yeah, it's good to see updates from our builders, and you can see progress is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the.
Obviously, we needed some new sockets on there. So here you can see that there are new sockets, and they have to be at a certain distance from the oven. And if you remember, there was no oven on this side. It was actually a freestanding one just somewhere else in the kitchen. But
actually,
no one wants freestanding ovens anymore.
Yeah, and just on another point, I think back then we did not notice it, but now thinking back, the workflow of British builders is you first install the units before you paint the walls. But I think, how did you imagine it in Germany? You should like paint the walls first before you install the units.
Yeah, in Germany I'm used to a different workflow where you first prepare all the walls and everything gets plastered and the holes closed and then fully painted. And then you put on the kitchen units, which means you have also painted behind the kitchen units. Whereas here we had to relearn how people do it here, and they first put on the units and then they paint around it.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of questions here. Ha Manshu, he's asking, what's the location of the property? It's in Scotland, in a town called Hamilton. So it's probably like 20 minutes drive away from Glasgow. So it's really well located. It's right next to like a health center. You're just minutes to a bus stop. So it's really good location. And Rogue Wolf, he's asking, which kitchen brand did you use? We use Magnet. So if you guys don't know about LNPG, it stands for what? Landlord National Purchasing Group. So you can get a membership from them, and it gives you discounts to a lot of suppliers. So on Magnet Kitchens, they do really good discounts, and that's why we have gone with Magnet Kitchen, and their quality is really good. This is like the base level,
which I would say looks ace.
Yeah.
That's really nice kitchen.
Yeah, it's really good quality. So our electric shower's in.
Electric shower. What was a first for me, putting an electric shower in. I'm not used to electric showers, but our builder recommended, well, this is the easiest way of getting a shower into that bathroom. So we've put that in.
Yeah.
So the oven.
Construction desk, which is fine. What were you trying to do there?
Measuring the handle with my hands? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a bit of an odd one, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
Measuring a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we were trying to figure out how big the kitchen units are.
Yeah, if that unit like maybe is smaller or
future reference. Yeah, but I think that in the end they put a plinth here, so that's fine. New handles, that's simple. Breakfast bar. We were told that tenants enjoy maybe sitting in their kitchen and having breakfast. So a little breakfast bar.
Yeah, so that is now the new location of the radiator. Which is behind the door. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have like floor plans because they're not needed for such a small property.
Yeah. So Nobed is asking, is the building warrant department giving you a hard time as well? We didn't have to deal with building control in this property because we were not moving any bathrooms. We were not moving any walls. So nothing structural, nothing No changing of plumbing. So we didn't need a building control.
If it's just
for
a
this
like
property.
for like replacement without moving the location, then you generally don't need building control.
Yeah, so for our current projects right now with our HMOs and all that, we are dealing with building control, and they're fine. They're fine. It's just, you know, formality. We have to tick their boxes.
As long as you have a good builder who knows that they need to
Yeah.
speak to building control
Yeah.
and regularly invite them,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Brand new sink. Nothing to say there. Yeah, so this is how it looks after the new carpet has gone in.
It's actually a bit yellow, but it's not
Yeah,
yellow.
I
It's
think it's
white.
just the lighting, the bulb that we put in. Yeah, wow. It's just, it feels nice to see, oh, you know, we got a new tower radiator here in chrome. I think it was just a box standard radiator
Normal
back
radiator.
then. Yeah, and then vinyl flooring, very standard. Everything brand new.
The
you
new
know,
wet walls,
wet walls.
shower screen,
Yeah.
and shower.
Yeah. So why do we like to use put in electric showers? Because you know, as they say, in case the boiler breaks down, our tenant, they still get to enjoy a hot shower at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
So the shower does not rely on the boiler.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah. If anything, I would change. Yeah, I'll probably change this to mixer tap. I don't really like taps to be separated, but you know, that's pretty standard here in the UK.
Scottish standard as well. So
Yeah, lovely kitchen and very nice metro tiles. We didn't actually specify what kind of kitchen we want. Our builders actually asked us for it, and we just didn't know what was the first thing to talk about kitchen. So we
Yeah.
were like, okay, you guys do whatever you have done so far. You just put in the standard kitchen that you normally put in for your other clients. Just do it for us.
So what we have done, because we don't come from a background of refurbishments, so we had a lot of knowledge gaps to begin with. And we often get asked, so how do you get started? How do you know about what needs to be refurbished and so on? So what we did before we bought this property is we go to other people's refurbishments and maybe other people's builders, and we just see what they do. And then we just got a feeling of, okay, when you do the kitchen, well, you need a whole kitchen unit, and also general pricings, because, well, where can you get a better price than directly from the builder who is installing these things, and then next time you use that builder. So
So actually,
that's what we did.
that answers Craig's question. Craig's asked, when you first get to know your local team, say builder or letting agent, probably from some other referrals, how do you do due diligence on them to ensure their work quality and delivery? So yeah,
I think
you basically answered that question. So we do visit other people's projects and see, and also talk to other clients of theirs. You know,
very important to see that a builder actually finishes the project. We have had that with one builder where they've invited us and to their current refurbishment, but what we then didn't know is that was the progress, and they never got any further than that.
Yeah.
And that is so something that you need to keep in mind. Go back to that project, see how it progresses, and then see the quality for yourself.
Yeah.
Is that good enough for you?
Yeah. So that was towards the end of the project. There are some snags, and we were very happy with how it turned out. And our letting agent, they came in and they say, okay, yeah, well, we should be able to rent this out really fairly quickly. And some repeated photos. Let's get through them really quickly. And yeah, these are the photos that our letting agent took.
I think that's when we bought it, no?
No, this was when they rent out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think they even put a little plant there. Yeah, so it rented out really quickly. Yeah, I really like the carpets. I
I
think.
think you have some before afters coming up.
Yeah. Oh, and we painted. Yeah, on a good summer, we decided to.
That's a
paint
very odd one when you see that and you only see one half painted.
Yeah.
But we asked so first of all, we have seen that exact paint scheme in other houses, and we thought, why is that? And then we realized when we wanted to paint, it's just the neighbor doesn't want to contribute to having their side painted. and then you end up just painting yours. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we did.
I think we did that before refinance.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
so
to give a good impression.
so
to
when the valuer
valuer.
comes, he sees, well, your
Yeah.
side is taken care of.
Yeah. So some before, after, if any of you follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, we would have posted these photos. If you haven't, you see our Instagram links on the bottom, so make sure you follow us there and get connected. If you have any questions, you can send us a DM as well. So that was before photos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's about it then.
Yeah, that is about it. And I think this video came to us from our letting agent. It's currently loading. That's fine. Yeah. So so we used to live up in Scotland, and we recently moved down to England. And
recently, before pandemic.
Yeah, before
the
pandemic, we moved down to England. So we were kind of remote from our properties already. So when there was any turnover of tenant turnover, our letting agent, they will send us a video walkthrough of what needs to be done. So for example, like a wall needs to be painted, touched up, doorknob needs to be replaced. They will send us like a walkthrough video just to tell us what needs to be done to the property before the next tenant move in. So that was what that video was about. So yeah,
Are there any more questions coming through?
So nobody's sorry. Rogue Wolf is asking, in terms of payments, what's the strategy for reimbursement? I don't really get that question.
What reimburse? Who's getting reimbursed?
Yeah.
Maybe if you can clarify, then we can answer
that. Do you mean payments to our builders? If that's what you mean, please write in the chat so we understand what you're asking. Nobet is asking, what rent are you expecting and how much money do you think you're living in the deal? So for this one, we are getting $450. 4 years ago, we're still getting $450 now.
Probably next time a tenant moves out, we can increase that.
Yeah.
Market has picked up by now.
Yeah. How much money did we leave in the deal for this one?
Oof.
I think the ROI
between 5,000 and 8,000.
Yeah. Let me just we actually have our numbers on our website. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I will leave it here for you. Da-da-da! Yep, so that is the property that we are talking about. You will see the numbers. We are very open with everything that we're doing. So no, but do you need any permission from council for changing the color of your house? No, you don't need that. No. Anyone can paint the color, any color. You can render it, you can, I don't know, yeah, expose your
It's not like it's in a listed area or a listed building.
Yeah.
It's your house, you can paint it.
Yeah, so Himanshu, what was the purchasing price, what was the rent and ROI? So as you can see from the numbers,
it's all on our website.
Yeah, that should answer your question. And Rogue Wolf, yeah, he said yes. So with reference to
the
paying our builders,
yeah. So for the builders, we pay them in arrears. So they would go ahead and buy the kitchen units and whatnot, and I believe they have credit accounts with their suppliers. And yeah, then when they have done the work, for example the strip out, then we would pay them. And yeah, that until the end. In the end, we held back a small retainer so that they would come back for doing the snags. So snagging as in doing small touch-ups here and there.
Yeah, so he's asking, do you pay up full or do you pay in stages? Do you keep money in the end for snacks? Yeah, all of that we do.
That's exactly what I just said.
We do, yes. And so I think we'll wrap up now, and I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Hope that was helpful. At least we get to answer some of your questions and connected with some of you guys. And also, if you want to have a little nosy on our what we did to to document the progress, you can check out these two videos. They were posted very, very long time ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. And you just come to our YouTube channel and just scroll to right to the end of our YouTube channel, and you will find these two videos. So give them go have a look if you want to see what we talk about in those videos. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this stream. I hope you had fun. We had fun as well.
Yeah, first time, but was nice.
Yeah, and let us know if this is a good time for a stream or not. I know we have like sort of international audience, so we try to find the best time that suit everyone. So yeah, have a great day. And see you on the next one. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when we have live streams like that. And yeah, take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.